idea what he was talking about. He said to me, "Sing from your arse, dear, sing from your arse." The general thing is that the first thing you've got to do is breathe, but then you've got to support it from your diaphragm. What he's saying is to lift, to support the diaphragm. But that's the basic thing. And I went to another coach, and this is just a by the by, and it is actually true that if you've got a difficult sequence to come, usually it's a descending sequence, is to try and project, you're just doing this as a pretend, you try and project out of the back of your neck. Rather, I always thought, this is a difficult bit, I'm going to be brave, I'm going to go out. No, do it, pretend you're doing it from the back of your neck. And somehow, it works. I promise you it works.
Sure does.
I got from a wonderful, wonderful female singer that we were touring with, and she was talking about when she went to school, and she went to an all-girls school, and she had an inspirational female teacher. So this is an inspirational female teacher talking to girls, and they had a wonderful choir, and before they played every night, she would always say to them, "Tits over shoulders, girls." Tits over shoulders. All these are very, very good tips. Obviously, you have to adjust them a little bit. But I just want you to know that when we just throw a casual song together like we do, I'm lifting from my pelvic floor, I'm projecting out the back of my throat, and trying to get my tits over my shoulders. Season and love runs high in this time. Give it to me easy and let me try with pleasure to take you in the sun to promised land, to show you everyone it's the time of the season for love. season.
Can I ask you a question? Obviously that was a huge hit in America. Virtually nothing in the UK, and I still can't believe that. But Odyssey and Oracle, one of the best albums to come out of the 60s. Were you disappointed that at the time it was virtually ignored in the UK, apart from Kenny Everett, who loved it? We all know Kenny Everett. If you're in the UK, he was a radio presenter for the BBC, and he loved these guys. And he was very much in love with the album as well, wasn't he?
He really was, yeah. I mean, he's a seminal figure in radio in the UK. And you're right, it wasn't a hit in the UK. About the only country in the world, you know. It was #1 in almost every country that I know of in the world. And not in the UK, it's crazy. But you know what, the strange thing is, you'll know this, you know, coming from Liverpool, you'll know that in spite of that, it's known and played all the time in the UK, still now. It's a staple on radio now, isn't that crazy? It's never a hit.
It is strange, because it's one of those songs that everybody knows.
They do. People do tend to know it, and it's one of the most popular things we play in the UK as well. So that is very odd. To answer your question about Odyssey, we were disappointed, yeah. We were very disappointed, but it didn't surprise us. And what actually happened was that we made the album, it got great critics, but it didn't sell anywhere. And then Al Cooper, who was a really hot producer at the time, with Blood, Sweat and Tears and the Bloomfield Cooper Super Sessions and everything, he just signed as the head of A&R to CBS under Clive Davis. And he came over to the UK on his first mission, and he picked up about 200 albums. And he went back to Clive Davis and said, I found one album. I don't know who's got this over here. He said, whoever it is, you have to go to that record company and you have to buy it from them. And we have to have this record on our label. And Clive Davis said, well, we've already got it and I passed on it. He said, well, you can't do that. You know, you have to put this out there. He said, well, okay, all right, we will. And then they put out one of my favourite tracks on the album, but not a single in a million years, a Chris White song, which is, it gave me chills when I first heard it, called Butcher's Town, about the First World War. Really fabulous song, but never a single. And they put that out as a single and didn't do anything. And then 2 more singles down the line, they put out Time of the Season. First of all, nothing happened. And then in the way that radio could do in those days, one DJ in Boise, Idaho, picked up this record and started playing it, and it gradually picked up interest, and gradually, like a stone in a pond, like ripples spread out all over America, and it eventually gathered momentum. And then not only that did that become #1 in the States, strangely enough the album, you know, it sold sort of okay, but it didn't make a big splash. And then about 12 years later, people like Paul Weller started to talk about it. And when Paul was huge, the biggest star in the UK, #1 and several hit records in the top 10 with The Jam, which was this hugely energised sort of punk-derived band. He quoted Odyssey as being his favourite album of all time. And I'm absolutely amazed.